Done. So we can see if we offered something. Hey? Nah. Google it. Patrick bet David against 20. Google it. What? All right. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Everybody's doing well. Welcome to the opening bell, guys. Crazy morning, hectic morning, fun-packed morning. A lot that is happening in the market, guys. What's also important, we got to get ourselves educated. We got to get ourselves in a place where we want to become better. So in the spirit of that, remember, guys, the information we discuss is opinion, which we obviously bring from an educated perspective. And we want to make sure that everybody understands we're not construing this, or please, you should not construe this advice in any way. All right. So let's get started with the opening bell here this morning, guys. We are going through quite a bit here. It's the movement towards the NFP that's coming out on Friday. And as you guys know, there's quite a bit that happens all the time with NFP. And what's important for us to know about the NFP is the following, is that it's the labor report. And the labor report demands that we understand what's been happening in the last month within the U.S. Market. And this has a high impact on the market, all right? So let's get into understanding then this morning here what we can look at connected to that. First and foremost, gold is going to be important to look at. It has reached its all-time highs there. And what's very, very critical is to know that when price hits that specific high, there's a 90% chance that price could then correct. And that's pretty important. The other thing that we need to know is that we also need to find areas of momentum in that. All right. We need to find areas of momentum in that. And with the areas of momentum to the downside, if you cannot find it in the lower time frames, it becomes a bit of a challenge. All right. And that is the momentum to the downside. We can see that there's some over here. We can see that there's some over there. But it's not enough for us to make a more informed decision. So to say that price is going to go all the way back down to where it came from is a risk in itself. All right. So 3538 to 3476. Is it possible? Absolutely. But in one go, maybe not. So we might be pushing down first, break the support, and then later come down. All right. So please make sure that you understand that. More specifically this morning, we're looking at the oil price. Brilliant movement from the oil. Why is it up? Well, U.S. sanctions on Iran is linked to the shipping. We're seeing that the Ukraine strikes is creating a bit of turmoil with Russia's refining process. It's offline. Roughly around 17% of tracking is lost due to this. And then obviously the U.S. crude stocks fell, but it's less than expected. And, from another angle, what is dragging some of the price a little bit lower? It's weak U.S. manufacturing. There is a demand worry. And so the next meeting at OPEC on the 7th of September, no big changes are expected. So we're expecting intraday moves here. It's most likely. All right. It's news driven. You guys know that oil is geopolitically aligned. And so then any supply shocks can create a lot of movement. So in this specific case, look at this. We are currently at a very important place. Safety zone is in. It is a high that we're currently at. We need to break this high on the left-hand side. So technically, we had a good spot. We have a beautiful structure as per norm. We have a high, higher low. We got another higher high here. And so the structure to the upside is fantastic. Look at that. Brilliant. So what we need now is for price to break above this area, 65.889, creating a brand new higher high. Expect a possible correction, but then we want to go up to roughly around 68. All right, so that's going to be a fantastic move to the upside. Now, the other thing is price could retract, could retreat as well, if you want to use a synonym there. And we could go back to the structure. It's absolutely possible. All right, if it does, we have a 1 hour support in place to help guide us. All right, guys, we're not putting in these support levels so that we can only get an entry into a specific trade, but it's also so that we understand that there is a guiding line here, all right, for us, that if price does break and close beneath, we have a better or a higher probability of price pushing to the downside. That's basically why we have that line. But what we look at is structure. Structure is critical. So higher high has been formed. We're waiting for the break above, and if we can get that, it will be brilliant. And just expect if price does retreat, it's okay. It's what happens in structure. As long as it stays in structure, all right, it should not break the structure. So even if it comes down, you can trade it down, but it shouldn't break. If it breaks structure, that changes this entire movement to the upside now, okay? Then we have the Nikkei also available, guys. All right, now the Nikkei is a index, as you guys know. It's down. It's tracking Wall Street as well. And the drivers of the Nikkei is the higher global bond yields, weak global sentiment, and the key stocks that's dragging it down is SoftBank, Mitsubishi, and tech names also in that specific index have fallen. What to watch for this one is the wage data for the Bank of Japan, what that outlook is, because obviously with wages going down and wages going up per week or per month creates a bit of a risk. And so look for today, look for tomorrow, look at the intraday risk and whether it's, whether we're going to get a aggressive move or a more intermediate or moderate move, all right? And what you can look at if you're trying to track it, it's mainly tied to Wall Street and to the Japanese yen. So if the Japanese yen goes up, we expect the Nikkei to come down. If the Nikkei, obviously vice versa. So yen goes up, Nikkei comes down. Yen goes down, Nikkei goes up. And right now the yen is a little bit weaker. You can go and check out the USD JPY on that one there. And the reason why the yen is weaker is obviously a lot of political agendas. We're seeing that the ruling party resignations and even the prime minister pressure. The Bank of Japan is still talking about the gradual hikes, but no rush. So if there is a rate hike, it's a stronger currency. So this is creating a weakness in the Japanese yen. So please watch out for that. Please watch out for that. All right. So it's the Nikkei and it's the WTI. That is the US oil. And then I see something there. Let's go for a Euro USD. Let's go and see what's happening on the Euro USD here as well. Very quickly, the Euro USD. Remember, we had some stronger movement of the dollar yesterday, but there's that support that I chatted about. All right. So on the shorter time frames, guys, you can clearly see that price has stopped a little bit over here. It's consolidating right now. We need some more momentum here. We need more momentum, all right, to the downside. And the channel that we will possibly use here, let's just see if I can get something for the guys here, all right? The possible channel that we can use is this one here. That channel could be something that we use, all right? It's like a funnel of momentum that you could use there, okay? And we would need price to push beneath this area right here before we can move. Let me actually make it a little bit more detailed. There we go, 1.15838. If we can get a push below that zone, it would be fantastic. However, there's some intraday movement now available with the Euro USD. If you look at this block right here, there's some intraday movement available. The point that I'm trying to point out is, so there's two movements here. There's one intraday, all right, and the intraday movement is here. Let me just get this out so you guys can see it right there. This is the intraday movement right there, okay? But then you get a much bigger move to the downside, which will track on the higher time frames. Look at that. So that could possibly push down to roughly there. Actually, if it breaks the structure. All right, so let's move this down. There we go. Much bigger move. Much bigger move. So there's two ways you can look at it. All right. One, intraday, and then possibly, that's what I'm saying, NFP, then possibly bounce up. Or if we break below the 1.15838, that becomes a push. All right, so it's either going to do this or we're going to go down further. So please watch it, guys. Watch this one very carefully. Very nice movement to the downside. All right, but guys, make sure that you do check it. You can look at the other major pairs as well. Please, guys, go and track it. NZD USD. You can go check out GBP USD as well, and then obviously see if there's anything there. And remember, they do move together, may not at the same time, but what's going to be key is for you to go and track them as well. So it's the Nikkei, it's the WTI here that we are tracking, and then obviously you can throw in some of those other pairs of the Euro USD, which I've mentioned now, and then check out GBP USD, NZD USD, and AUD USD as well. All right, guys, have a fantastic one. Have a good one, and we'll see some of you guys in the classes this morning. All right, ciao, ciao.